never driven like this. It actually feels quick and it handles so well. Come on. So I just ended up wiping down the car, wiping down the wheels, cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. I ended up putting a jump start on the battery because it was killing the battery. It's been a good like 20 minutes. Man, dude, I'm already late.
A few moments later.
Oh! Holy crap, that was a lot of smoke. Alright, well, we lost like 2 hours there, so let's head out to Ian's house and let's work on this thing. Alright, what's up guys? That was a complete waste of time. This is by far the worst it's been as far as how long it took me to start it. It was a good like 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and put some gas. The car's running extremely rich. One thing I love about the 3000 GT is how easy it is to jack it up from the rear. I also got a blow-off valve, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to replace the seal because these are so old. What are you checking for?
The just looking to see if there's anything that just stands out to me. It's like, what the fuck is this? I will let you know if I see anything that looks like that.
So we do have the fuel line and fuel filter running through the bottom. Alright, so he's bringing his car up because he's going to run power to the fuel pump so we can run it without the car being on. What do you power, the fuel pump really?
Yeah. Just gonna set that right there so it doesn't touch anything metal.
Yeah.
And then we'll pull this sucker out.
And how do you know which one to wire up? Is it based off the diagram?
Black and blue wire is power to the fuel pump.
Okay.
So I watch this wire come up into the relay and I'm like, the bottom pin.
Gotcha.
That's power. And then ground is to the fuel pump hanger assembly.
Gotcha.
So all we need to do is just touch it somewhere, which in this
we
case,
could use this.
we could exactly use this. Okay. So this will touch this.
Okay, so Ian is doing this so that way we can power up the fuel pump, run fuel through the system, and we're going to check for leaks throughout the car. Hopefully it's on this side and not internally within the fuel pump. But let's see what happens right now once we give it power.
So make sure the stand actually works.
Oh yeah.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, that is set pretty fucking high. That's about 50.
Oh shit, this thing's freaking hot. Okay, 50 psi of pressure. So everything's pressurized right now. We should be able to find leaks if there was one.
Dude,
What?
how long has that been cracked?
What? An like a O-ring? Oh, my plenum.
Dude, how long has that been cracked?
I don't know.
I'm curious, does that even lead into the actual intake runner? Or is that like right before it?
I don't know. That's like a size of a nickel,
Dude,
huh?
it's cracked there too! On this side, you can see it's literally just, it's about to start doing that. Oh my god.
Is that normal, you think, or no?
No? Mine look the same way too?
Yours is like missing that whole piece.
Maybe that's just.
I think it's just the
maybe
casting.
It's casting storms for a loop. I look at that, I'm like, that looks so bad. No, I guess that's just how the casting was poured. Okay.
So it's just that.
My piece was completely missing. That's why mine didn't look as bad. Okay, thank God. I was about.
I can definitely smell fuel, but I think it's wet right here.
I think it's your filter.
No way.
So, your filter uses these O-rings to seal it,
Yeah.
like the adapter fittings to go from the filter to -6 AM.
Okay.
The O-rings are cracked to shit.
We're gonna go ahead and replace the O-ring on the alpha injection fuel filter, and we'll double check to see if we're still having some sort of fuel pressure drop. Is it possible for the O-ring to crack if it's too loose?
If it's too tight, it can crack. Also, if the O-ring isn't of good quality, it can crack.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen my Viton rings crack. They might get cut if you tighten on something sharp, but I've never seen it crack.
Mm-hmm. Looks like one of these. You guys can definitely see some of the cracks. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and replace the other side as well. Since we're out here, might as well upgrade. Yeah, you can't even see it.
Let's see.
Is it cracked at all or no?
It's not cracked, it's just it was squashed so much
yeah.
that the area that it didn't have anywhere to go, it's like, we're starting to flake off now.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little oil on it.
And what does the oil do for it?
When you're putting O-rings on and you're tightening them, If you don't use oil, sometimes, depending on the quality, they're definitely way more prone to cracking or getting tears in them. This one you can kind of see it, just a smidge, but it's definitely not as visible as what we saw prior, where you could see it all the way up to the edge. So hopefully that will do it.
Ready when you are.
Alright, here we go.
Yep. You seem fine. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's see if we drop fuel pressure. Oh, it's actually holding, but it's slowly going down.
That's way better than it was before, though.
Yeah.
That was like 0 immediately.
Immediately. Now it's dropping. But how long is it supposed to hold for?
It's supposed to hold a little bit longer than that, I think.
Alright, so Ian's gonna check for leaks. We're still getting fuel pressure drop, but it's not immediate anymore. It takes around 25 to 30 seconds for it to reach 0. If you guys have any suggestions, I mean, we've pretty much done everything. Ian is telling me to get a check valve so that we can see if the fuel leak is in the tank or if it's happening within the fuel pressure regulator. So for now, we still got to install this Gritty Type S OG blow valve that I got from Stevie. Shout out to him. It's so old. These are pretty much the OG blow valves that came out in Brian O'Connor's Eclipse. I have the same one on my Eclipse. I love how it sounds. They're not the most performance oriented, but then again, I want this on my car. We're most likely gonna have to replace the seal, but I think this will be a nice upgrade to whatever is on there right now. So go ahead and do that. We're also going to go ahead and install the AEM water temp gauge to have the full gauge setup, and then Ian is going to print the remainder pod here for us to install. He also sells them, so if you guys want them, I'll go ahead and link his Instagram right here in the corner. And it basically gets rid of your stock gauges to kind of look more, it modernizes the interior in my opinion. As you guys can see, it just looks way better like that.
I'll have one of the guys just weld on the flange for you. There you go. Hell yeah.
It's a stealth blow valve by GFS or GFB.
Yeah, so when are we giving this thing an overhaul? A complete overhaul?
It's money, man.
I know. But like, yeah, I know you got a lot of projects going on, so when is this going to be the main project, you know?
I think once this gives out, I want to swap it with a 4G.
Oh my god. We'll know pretty quick. It'll blow off on the first pull.
Is this thing leaking? No, it is. Okay, so here is the AEM oil temp or water temp gauge. I'll show you guys what comes in the box. You guys obviously have your wiring, which connects to the gauge itself, and then we have to tap power into this. It comes with different phases and different rings, mainly white and silver. So as you guys can see, you could either choose white or black, and it's just a bunch of different ones here. Let me see. So I personally like the black one, and we're going to be using water temp, so we're going to be using this one right here. So to change out the phases is you turn the ring counterclockwise, take off the top glass here, looks like this, put the water temp on. Going over here,
we're gonna pull apart a whole bunch of shit out of the way so we can really lay eyes on where the sensor is gonna go, because the sensor threads on the car are British pipe thread, and our sensor is national, aka US pipe thread, aka not the right size, but it's so close that with a little bit of persuasion it just goes right in.
Okay.
But if you're not paying attention and it doesn't go in straight, by God, you're in a world of hurt. So that's why you want to lay good eyes on it to make sure that it goes in the way you want it.
So what are you taking off? The coil packs?
So
you
take
took off the charge pipe for the what do you call it? Intake pipe.
Intake bubble.
Intake bubble. It's such a weird little.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the only car I know like
bubble
that. So we're trying to gain access to the sensor itself. So it's like Mitsubishi did all these technological things like back in the day, and then it's like 30 years later, they're not really functional. It's like the active arrow.
Mine works.
You have active arrow on yours?
Yes,
The wing?
It works.
Active exhaust and active air, right?
No, well, actually, yes, I do. Because I have Anthony's active exhaust set up. The aftermarket stuff. There we go.
Okay.
Get out of the way. Oh, look at that. All the room in the world. This guy. This is the stock coolant sensor for your gauge. This is the stock coolant sensor for the ECU. They're different. They're independent. Okay. So let's say your gauge says, hey, we're not running hot. This sensor might be saying something else. So just something to bear in mind. One of those things where data logging, big thing there. Why is this not working? Oh, wow, look at that. Just came right off.
Yeah, I've replaced that one before.
Usually, though, people just replace it with the bracket, so these things are never taken off small Phillips. But
so it's taking off the PTU, and this is just to avoid any coolant going on the electronics and damaging them, and therefore causing more issues down the line.
Where you want to be, which is slightly up.
Okay.
And again, take as much time as you want to look at that to see how close you want it to be. Let's see. On this side, you can maybe get a better profile.
Yeah, it's a weird angle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's a lot of coins.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't that bad.
Well, I'll wait. God,
it's not threading.
That's what I thought. That's why we want all the room in the world, too. Damn, dude, this shit does not want to go in.
So we're gonna tap the
threads.
There's a little bit.
Yeah. We're just trying to get a couple good threads started so that the thing can engage and take over. Because this is aluminum.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard to go at it. You want to hold this guy out a little bit?
There you go. Oh shit! She almost got smacked by a big black pipe.
There we go. This is great.
Better?
Well, first off, now that it's actually tapped the right size initially, it's going on a lot more smoother.
Yeah. It looks straighter.
I like that angle way more. Yeah, looks good to me.
Okay.
You can spray it with brake cleaner, which will dry up faster than this water. So once you spray with brake clean, we'll take a look at it when we fill it back up and see if we see any water coming out of it. If we don't,
gotcha.
you know it's
We're
sealed.
good. Okay.
If it starts leaking, what we're going to do is we're going to take it out and we're going to goop up some more Teflon tape this time. So just...
Distilled water. And then we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that there's no leaks, and from there we can put everything back up. We're gonna focus on the wiring, which is over here, and then we already have it preset due to the other gauges, so we're gonna end up using these guys right here.
This is long, but remember, this has to go to your gauge.
Yeah.
So this has to go through the firewall here, all the way up in there, and then this is going to be long enough to wrap all the way around, not touching any hot parts, tucking it away, and it's that tucking where it's just barely not on.
Yeah.
So we're just going to splice it out here.
Okay.
And we're going to guess roughly, because any extra, we can just tuck inside.
Right.
Boink wiring.
Yeah, at least you're doing things right, dude. Wiring them and everything. Soldering, properly using these guys right here, and then luming it up so it looks like if it was never touched. Who taught you all this?
I just looked on YouTube and I see people using
You're YouTube certified?
all the way. All the YouTube guys
I think everyone here is.
Everyone else is using loom, and I'm like, well, damn, the loom looks so much fucking better. And oh yeah, the transmission's been rattling for 2 years straight.
You're making pretty good power on this thing, huh?
I would hope so.
Yeah, you're like what? I'm sure you're like in the 500s, right?
I doubt 500 right now. I'm not on E yet.
Oh, you're not?
I was on E with the stock turbos, which is what you thought that one time.
Gotcha.
And then recently I've just been on pump gas with the newer turbos.
Which turbos are you on?
The Kanagawa 15Ts.
15Ts, gotcha.
If you're buying turbos again, I would have bought ball bearing 15Ts from Arashi or Kanagawa, like the newer stuff. I got these turbos off of a used car for dirt cheap, so that's why I bought them. Otherwise, For new shit, yeah.
Yeah, ball bearing.
Get the ball bearing.
Damn, dude. It's like it never happened.
Yeah, definitely. Just makes a huge difference. Spend a little bit of extra time rather than just twisty tying some wires together.
Yeah. That's the one thing about Ian. He does things right. Like if you compare, I'm gonna show him. Just look at my boost controller, and then look at my fuel pressure regulator, and then I'm gonna show you Ian's, just so you guys know the difference. It's like, look at this. Boost controller, fuel pressure regulator. Properly secured, properly tied down. So while Ian feeds the wire through, I'm going to go ahead and start hooking up PTU and coil pack out on this side.
Like this. And then you're going to have it drop down somewhere around here. It's going to go underneath everything. You want it more underneath things so that, like, for instance, you don't want to take these pipes off and have the stupid wire in the way.
Gotcha.
Keep tucking it, and we need to wrap it all the way to here.
So, wire's fed, extended,
Right
hidden under,
dropped,
and then
comes out
right there.
Crack, resting on the transmission.
Go ahead and do the honors. Bam.
Click.
That click is in.
So
We're
now
connected.
Pull the slack out.
Also, 3000 GT key tags available in the video description.
Go.
There you go. Jeez. Alright, yeah,
All right.
so I forgot to plug in the hazards last time, so I didn't have any turn signals this whole time. So there's that, and then now we should have better access for the cable for the water temp gauge. For now. So, removal of double DIN stereo so we can access the wiring, and we can go ahead and tap power to the gauge. And if you guys still have your stock gauges and want to learn how to do this, I'm going to go ahead and link a video where we do this beforehand.
Ready to go?
It's ready to go.
Moving fine.
So Ian had already pretty much set up the wiring when we did these two. So when the moment came to do the last gauge, it was all set and ready to go. So super easy install for us. You're gonna pretty much have to tap power in from the radio harness and yeah, accessory / ignition. So when you basically turn on the ignition, the gauges light up. So yeah.
Sounds about right to me. 82.
Sweet. Alright, so car is back on the ground. We're gonna go and start it up. Leave the coolant system.
Oh, like nothing. Like nothing. I was thinking about it.
We're about to hook up the Tetrix cable, see what we can do with the Chrome ECU.
Interesting. So coolant temp says 195. This says 180, so it's off
By 15.
15 right now. It is going to shift. I know it's going to shift, where this one's going to read differently. This one might read higher than this. This one might read less than this. It's just, you're just going to have to look at them at the side by side multiple times, and then you'll just know in your head what the differences are. I'm giving it 10% throttle, which isn't the most accurate, but let's see if it will read throttle position properly. So we'll see. 94, 11. Yeah, not 0%. It's not exactly accurate, but whatever.
Do we know what we're looking at here?
We're looking at something. I don't know what I'm looking at. In case you couldn't tell, I'm not used to this. Values are telling me the right things.
Yeah.
It says it's pulling a shit ton of fuel out of the car.
running super rich.
It thinks it's running rich, and it's pulling fuel out.
It feels way better for some reason. Actually hits boost really easily now. It hit 9 pounds. Damn! This car has never driven like this. It actually feels quick and it handles so well. And so here's a quick mock-up of the LED taillights that we kind of came up with. I kind of want to show you guys during nighttime to kind of show you guys the animations that I was able to kind of pull off of these things. But the overall plan is to sell these as the official 3000GT version 2 LED taillights. I would find it much easier if you want some made for you to send me your stock tails. I have a harder issue finding clear garnishes like this one or a GTO one. And I currently only have this one and a GTO one. So you guys can see I have my JDM tails 99 garnish, which is honestly my favorite. I know a lot of people don't like it, but since it's a 99 spec kind of conversion besides the sail panels, I really like how the combo looks, especially with like the black wing, black diffuser-ish. It's a stock bumper, but I kind of blacked it out. And it just kind of flows a little bit better, right? So let's bolt these down, see if the alignment's off. If it is, I'm gonna have to go ahead and readjust the plate inside and then just kind of get it ready. I'm gonna go ahead and do a POV action video with this thing tomorrow. We're gonna go to a Cars and Coffee, hopefully do a full 90s JDM meet. So all the cars in the 90s, NSX, 300ZX, Supra RX-7, and of course the 3000GT, which in my opinion, it's the most exotic, especially when it's red and it's 99. I think this is like Mitsubishi's like ultimate like exotic. So I was testing the lights right beforehand. It looks like there's something wrong with the wiring on the right side, but I'm gonna give you guys the preview on the left side, so at least you guys kind of get the concept. It's gonna be one bar just straight across the bottom. I think it gives it like a Porsche 911 look, a little more. It modernizes the retro look, if that makes sense. So. I'm currently working on prices just based off cost of materials and the time to make these. Obviously, to find these taillights, you can't buy them new anymore. Obviously, you have to find them used. And to do the V2s, you can only do it with clear garnishes, such as this Mitsubishi one off a 1G or a GTO one, possibly that you guys might have laying around. So shoot me an email. I'll go ahead and put it in the video description. We could work out a deal if you want to ship out, your own sets. I'll build them for you and I give you a discount as far as pricing. Because if I'm gonna have to source the taillights and make everything and post them up for sale, they're gonna be expensive, guys. We're talking a little over $1,000, which is what I sell my Eclipse ones for. All right, I wanted to show you guys the complete AEM Gauge setup. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and install this trim that Ian gave me to try out. All right, that was quite the pain. Not the best fitment. It's not OEM, so it covers quite nicely, but there's still, I'm pretty sure I installed it a little bit too much to the left, so there's quite the gap there. And now I'm going to show you guys the show modes on the V2 LED taillights, which are going to be just like I said on pre-order.